how Ken Love, who's and wears many hats, and he'll tell you more about them. But he's president of the White Tropical Food Growers Association. He's affiliated with the university. He's an extraordinary grower and processor of all kinds of value-added products.
Okay, well, before I get into I helped Lonnie when we began the hot tub. So if you don't belong to the Ag Tourism Association, you should definitely join. Because this value-added product is only one component of small farm sustainability. And ag tourism, if it's for you, is another part. Greater diversity, which is what I usually preach, is another part. In fact, I usually start these talks, hi, I'm Ken Love. I suffer from ADDF, attention deficit disorder farming. And that's why I have 150 species of tropical fruit. We produce over 150 different value-added products, send about 50,000 jars to Japan every year. And you can't expect my kitchen because it's in Kona. So, and actually, I teach at the culinary school, and I have slaves, students to make them. I always slip up on that. So, yeah, and also, before we get into that, the whole thing about, none of us want to send visitors home with E. coli or salmonella and all of this thing. When you make a product, and this goes back to you because it is a lot of bull that we have to deal with, but you have to make sure what you do as a small farmer, as a small producer, as a small manufacturer, you're making 48 jars to take to the farmer's market. There's a reason there's no papaya jelly on the market. You know, that you don't see it. If you do see it, you shouldn't, or they're lying on the label because, or it needs to be refrigerated. There's a reason you don't see a lot of persimmon stuff except for what Clark Hashimoto does here with chemicals. So there's a reason for this. You want to read you got to use the university, like a shake and bake bag, basically. And I'm with TPSS, because it's another story. So, awesome. But you've got to read. Every university, every land-grant university in the country has guidelines online how to do canning, how to make jams and jellies, except us, because they all copy from each other and various tropical crops. And none of what you read in the package of ball texted really applies to chipotle cava or guava or any of the other things. And so it's through trial and error. And when they were talking about the fruit potential hazards or whatever, you got to invest in a little pH meter. As long as what you produce has a stable pH over time of 3.5 to 3.7, then you're okay. And if you run into trouble, that's when you call it the Maui food tech people, you know, or you go over to the culinary school and talk to them. But it doesn't matter what you produce. What you grow, you can make something out of. And you have to think outside of the box, which is really what the PowerPoint's about. Besides doing this, I spent 33 years traveling around the world for HP while I was going back to school in Japan to study horticulture and to be a chef. So actually what I need is a chef hat, and I got to cut this one in half so that I can talk from out of both sides of my mouth. That's it. That was a lot of practice with that, right, Vince? Yeah. Let's see, my other notes. Grants, that was the other thing. Leave it on. Okay, grants. We're talking about this. You can get the same grant that they got to come here and do this, because Kent Fleming and I got it to put on ag tourism seminars many times. And so it's very possible. You've got to look at the Risk Management Association and the grants they offer and get on the mailing list. The best thing for you, whether you're a small farmer or you're a big farmer, is Western SARE, W-S-A-R-E. And you look that up on the internet, or call Chuck Borner in Hana, because Chuck is on the national board of Western SARE. And if he doesn't know, nobody will. Or you bug Ted Radovich in Manoa, because Ted is the state Western SARE coordinator. And these are producer grants. You don't have to do what Lonnie did and hire somebody. If you, as a producer, or what they used to call a farmer-rancher grant, you have an idea of something you want to try, whether it's marketing or growing something unusual, you know, or growing olives. I hope you got male and female trees, by the way. this is the type of funding opportunity that exists every year, and it's just a great program to help small farmers. And they're not looking for, on the producer level, they're not looking for academics to write these grants. They're looking for farmers to write them, and where it comes from the heart. And even if you don't have a farm, but you're using your neighbor's farm produce to make a product and you want to try marketing it, write the grant. Now you do need a technical advisor from UH or NRCS or another one of somebody else in the federal bureaucracy. But it's very easy and very doable. Also look at grants.gov. I mean, this is an amazing resource that's out there for us to take advantage of as growers or as educators, you know, or as small producers. So there's just lots of stuff out there. And you can do the writing. And in terms of getting somebody to do it for you, we're talking about the cost of it. A lot of places, with our county, you have to be a 501c3. Like our fruit growers group is a 501c5 or C3 for agriculture. And that enables us to apply for a lot of grants that you can't otherwise get. So you need to find a group that can funnel it through like we do for other groups. And we usually get 10% of what you get on it. That excludes the writing, but that's our administrative fee. So whatever you do here would be the same type of thing. Now, I've been talking to Ian and Doug about trying to revitalize our fruit growers chapter on Maui so that you guys could take advantage of this. We have a lot of members on Maui, but there's really no active chapter. So talk to Ian at Grapefruit Collection or Doug in the corner with the hat on and smells like pineapple. And I left some information on the back table. Okay. No, I don't want to sit. Well, I guess I have to sit here because I have to do this thing.
Or you can sit.
Well, you have
I don't have a. Or you can tell me when to click.
Well, yeah. Is it focused or not? Okay. Okay. Well, you can click. Obviously. So, you know, on Kona, I usually have to do this in Kona all the time. This is about I think this is the third time I've been on Maui in 40 years, so I don't get over here a lot. So that's why I've never seen you on Maui. I have no idea. Anyway, this is from the Tomiura Biwa Club, which is a rest stop on the highway about 6 hours out of Tokyo, where the loquat comes from. Now I saw lots of loquat trees driving around here today. Anybody ever have loquat tea? Yeah, great product. It's one of the best sellers that we have on Local Harvest. localharvest.org if you have a product. If you don't sell it on there, do it. If there's not a lavender shop on there, I'm going to yell at you. So, 2,000 items made from one little fruit. We can't get more than Kona coffee and Kona coffee ice cream. I can't get the farmers that are just not into it. But the options are endless. You ever go to FoodX when you were doing your? Yeah. Okay, so a lot of this revolves around FoodX, but this is, and I've had an office in Japan for 30 years and traveled all over. So, okay, so there's a lot of it's about choices. It's very easy once you have one product to add something else which adds value and have a second product that can change the label. You know, now you can buy little label makers, or you can use a high-quality inkjet paper and make labels, especially for small stuff at farmers markets or larger things at farmers markets. Or if you can't find a certified kitchen, to get into the whole wholesale aspect of things. But these are all fruit-based products. I mean, these are mangosteen, pieces of pineapple with pineapple sorbet frozen and stuck back into the shell. So you're getting a real piece of pineapple. So people, it doesn't matter how much chemicals are mixed in with the juice, but it gives that impression. This is, well, BJ is they have about 700 and some, Vince, you can see this, 700 and some products from mangoes. And of course, mangosteen, frozen, freeze-dried mangosteen. So it's an endless number of choices that you have. And of course, Hawaiian shaved ice in Tokyo. Nothing to do with Hawaii, no tropical product, but it's Hawaiian shaved ice. Use what you have to market what you produce. Oh, I keep forgetting, more choices. We thin fruit to get higher quality fruit to sell in the fresh market. So you have a lot of these little, even oranges and tangerines, little hard green things that you thin, baby star fruit. Pickled baby star fruit is great, by the way. So this is just the orange peel when you're making juice that's left over, small baby oranges. Pull the small figs that are slightly imperfect and cut them up, make them into sauce. Or another one, just sliced mango. What fruit candy, this is fruit gum, even mangosteen fruit gum. With one exception, everything on here has a picture of the fruit on the label. So people instantly know what's in the jar that they're getting. And that makes a big difference. So designing your labels and packaging is also really important. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting how many of these slides I put in here. Pineapple bread, packaged in little pineapple packaging. This looks like a bunch of grapes, and it's just like little grape jelly things here. Pretty obvious what's in this box, something with bananas. Even if you don't know Japanese, you still know that it's little banana bread things. Sake, dried jackfruit, herb tea. Everything is made from fruit. And since I'm the president of the state fruit growers, it kind of revolves around fruit. So those of you who grow vegetables are on your own. Okay. Again, getting back to the image, mangosteen gum. This is how we don't just throw a bunch of zabone or pomelo in a pile in the store. In Japan, they have neat little packaging with a picture of it that says pomelo or zabone. And it makes it special. It hangs it up. You can actually see the real loquat through or biwa through the little containers of loquat jelly that they sell in 7-Elevens and all over Japan. Granted, they have different types of manufacturing facilities that we don't have, but